Recently, Igbos, Biafrans, jubilated hearing the good news. No one wants oppression, no one wants to be oppressed. We all saw the extraordinary rendition, the kidnap of Nnamdi Kanu, all because he is saying enough is enough. We want to be by ourselves, we want to govern ourselves. Do not forget that this division, breakup, returning back to originality caused civil war. There might be mistakes along, but does that mean that at this time, at this moment, we should not be able to do for ourselves what we should do for ourselves? Must we continue in this slavery that has been put on us, shackles that has been put on us by the British monarchy? Now that they are left physically, even if behind the scene they are in charge somehow, are we going to continue to point fingers at them? Point fingers at some entity somewhere, as if we ourselves have our minds, our brains suspended somewhere? It has been reported earlier that the President, Muhammad Buhari's led federal government, had on Wednesday filed an appeal against the October 13 judgment of the Court of Appeal freeing the IPOB leader, Nnamdi Kanu. The Supreme Court fixed Monday, October 24th for hearing on a motion for a stay of execution of appeal court judgment ordering the release of detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. The government, in a motion for stay of execution, is asking the court to stop execution of the judgment which discharged Nnamdi Kanu of all the terrorism-related charges and barred any lower court from entertaining further charges against him. In a 7-ground notice of appeal which was filed by the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, AGF Abubakar Malami, the federal government not only faulted the lower court's decision, but equally prayed that it be set aside. The government, in its grounds of appeal, argued, among others, that the Court of Appeal heard when it faulted the manner Nnamdi Kanu was brought back to face trial after he jumped bail and fled the country. It contended further that the Court of Appeal heard when it struck out the pending charges against Nnamdi Kanu on the ground that the trial court no longer possessed the requisite power, jurisdiction to continue the trial because of the manner Nnamdi Kanu was returned to the country upon allegedly jumping bail. Reacting to the government new move, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, one of the counsels of Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB, described the appeal as incompetent, even as he noted that their team was not perturbed, adding that the appellant had right to lodge an appeal. Dismissing the appeal as incompetent, he said the government decided not to obey a valid order of the Court of Appeal by releasing his client. Ejiofor stated this in an interview shortly after a routine visit to the headquarters of the Department of State Service (DSS) in Abuja on Thursday. He said, "Our strategies towards a successful offsetting of the efficacy of this process as its affects Onyendu unconditional release were discussed on Thursday during our court-ordered routine visit to Nnamdi Kanu at the detention facility of the DSS. Our strategies were all acceptable to him, particularly now that the motion for stay of execution was fixed for hearing on Monday, 24 October 2022. Though the FGN's right of appeal is a constitutional right, it is our firm contention that the FGN must first and foremost obey the Court of Appeal's order directing for the immediate and unconditional release of Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu. The federal government has been in contempt of the positive orders of the court made since the 13th day of October 2022 by the Court of Appeal, which orders clearly discharged Onyendu and prohibited the federal government from further detaining him and or subjecting him to any further prosecution or trial. According to the legal practitioner, the law is settled that a party who is in disobedience of a court order cannot be entitled to or be granted the indulgence of the exercise of the equitable discretion of a court of law for stay of execution of the same order the party is in its contempt. Oyedu legal team, eminently led by erudite Silk, Chief Mike Ezekome, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, is ever ready to literally remove the carpet from under their feet in court come the 24th day of October 2022. There is no doubt whatsoever that this grossly incompetent application for stay of execution is to enable the lawless DSS to gain more time with the continued detention of Oyendu, but their evil plan is dead on arrival because we are equal to the task. The only valid option available to the government is to obey the order made by a superior court of record and immediately free Oyendu unconditionally. Ejiofor stated that Nnamdi Kanu is strongly convinced that his landmark victory resonates the age-long testament that the court is the last hope of the common man. He is firm in his conviction that this landmark victory has come to stay and freedom is sacrosanct. Chineke are strongly assured that the present development is nothing to worry about. The judgment of the Court of Appeal freeing Oyendu has held the federal government in a vice-like grip. There is no chance whatsoever of extrication, Ejiofor maintained. In addition, he said Nnamdi Kanu's freedom is sacrosanct and the sanctity of the court's pronouncement must be respected by the federal government. Oyendu extended his profound gratitude to everyone, Biafrans, Chineke, Igbos, freedom lovers, activists, while encouraging everyone to remain fervent in supplication and prayers, as this travail will soon be a thing of the past. As you all know that the federal government will not respect God orders. They want to make sure that Nnamdi Kanu, Sunday Igboho, both of them stay on the other side while they stay where they want to stay, do what they need to do. Maybe after the end of Buhari's tenure, then they will begin to see what they need to do, what can be done on both of them. I do not think that any of the three contestants, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Peter Obi, Atiku, will want Nnamdi Kanu or Sunday Igboho back. That is just what it is. It is so disheartening. I could not even understand what it is. But nevertheless, I will say everyone has right to what they want. I see Biafrans, people who are shouting, "Holy, holy, holy, Nnamdi Kanu is another savior." Now they have started saying obedience is the way, the truth, and the life. Maybe they feel or believe that Peter Obi, if he steps in there, he will come up with a referendum rather than the aggression or the protest, activism. There will be a better democratic way of putting this right, calling for vote to stay in or stay out so we can put an end to all this I want to break Nigeria, we don't want to break Nigeria, we want to be one Nigeria, we want to be this. Maybe this will come to an end once and for all. Maybe that is the reason why they are behind him. Or they just feel that once an Igbo man is there, when someone from the Southeast is there, all their problems will go away like a wisp of smoke. To me, I see this as just a tribal thing. It is called sectional aggrandizement, where you feel that you are comfortable because someone from your part, your region, your family is at the helms of affair. It does not necessarily make things right. That is it. It does not make everything right or anything right at all. Maybe you might be fortunate that some people from your region will get contracts that will benefit them, their concubines, their family. But it's not generally going to make anybody feel better. There will still be the clamor for breakup of Nigeria, which I believe is the only thing that will put everybody right. We might have some difficulties when the country breaks, but eventually everyone will realize and find their way. Do not forget to subscribe if you have not done so. The red notification icon bell is very important. Please do tap on it.